Hello everybody, it is your girl Bria Van Kooten and welcome back to Discussion the Show. It has been a while since I've been here with a new video, but we are back. As you guys can read by the title, today we are discussing Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 14, Episode 5. But first, we're going to talk about episodes 2, 3, and 4 because I haven't been here doing a review since episode 1. So we're going to discuss episodes 2, 3, 4 first, and then we're going to get into episode 5. And then I want to talk a little bit about Real Housewives of Dubai and a little bit of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because we have 3 Housewives franchises on right now, and I'm super excited. I love it. I love Real Housewives. I am Housewives obsessed. I watch all of them. So we're going to discuss a little bit of everything. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so let's start off with episode 2. We start off the episode with, we're getting, familiar with Sanya and her family, which if you don't know, Sanya had a reality show a couple years ago. I didn't watch it, but I was told and I heard, even from one of my friends, she used to watch it and she said that the show was good. And of course, because it probably didn't have like crazy drama, it didn't like go on for a long time. If it's not like crazy drama, things get canceled. So she's not unfamiliar with the camera and having a reality show. She's pretty comfortable with being on camera. So we got to see more of her family. We got to see her mom, her and her sister interact together. They were arguing over beef patties, which was hilarious. That's such a Caribbean thing to like argue over beef patties, like hilarious. But yeah, like I said in the first review I did, I like Sanya. I like her and her family, and I'm excited to see her grow and her dynamic more on the show as the season continues. And then in this episode, we see Sheree and Kenya meet up. Kenya goes over to the chateau, and she hasn't been at the chateau since, when Sheree had her housewarming and she snuck into the basement. So Sheree's like, well, now Kenya's coming back over and she's gonna get to see the basement, and now my basement is finished, so she's gonna get to see everything. So her and Kenya goes to the basement. We get to see, well, which we saw before, because I forgot what I was watching when we saw like the spa was done in her basement. We saw like the spa, we saw the bar. She has like, you can go do your massages. She has like a little lounge area. Like, it's so nice. Chateau Sheree is beautiful, like so beautiful. Everything that Sheree talked about that she wanted for the house, like she has, and I love that for her. Like, that's my girl. I love Sheree. So Kenya, this is like the one time I heard Kenya say something positive, like especially about Sheree. Like, she's like, oh, we can't deny like the house is beautiful. I was like, okay, come on, Miss Moore. But it was super cute to see her and Kenya, Sheree and Kenya, like kiki in the basement and chat and like have a good time. So it's good to see this season, which I've noticed in these couple episodes, it has that dynamic of friendship, so I really like that. Then we see Marlo go to Candy about some advice about, raising boys, because, she has her nephews, and Marlo brings up, like, she wants Candy, why Candy don't, like, invite her over and stuff, and Candy's telling her, like, you have to be a friend too. You can't just expect somebody to be a friend to you and you're not a friend to somebody. So, like I said, the dynamic of friendship, they're working and progressing into a friendship, more of a friendship. So, but it was nice to see like Marlo go to Candy for advice about, raising boys. And then one thing that Candy said in this episode where she was talking about why does black kids have to feel bad about like, doing well and having like wealthy family, like, and the rich white kids could just be fine, but why does the black kids have to feel like they have to be in a struggle? Like, it's okay for the black kid to pulling up in the Benz or pulling up in whatever and still be grounded at the same time. So that was a really great conversation, just to see what the perspective that Candy was given, because Marlo was saying that she don't want like her nephews to be too spoiled, because now that they're living with her, they're getting everything that they weren't getting when they were with their mom. And then we see the men meet up, which is something that I always find interesting when I watch Real Housewives, when like the men go out and hang out. So we see Ralph, Todd, Ross, and I feel like it was somebody else. feel like it was somebody else. But yeah, the men go out. They go to one of Kandi and Todd's restaurants and they're talking. One thing that I really like is that Todd and Ross Aaron didn't make excuses for Ralph about his behavior, you know, about him having the woman assistant and text her and stuff. Like, Todd was really calling him out on his shit. So I really, really, really appreciate that. Because you watch a lot of, like, men stuff where they, like, egg them on. But to see Todd really, like, call him out, like, nah, you got to make your wife feel good. Like, you can't do that. I was like, I respected it. That's some grown man shit, so I respected it. But I love seeing the dynamic of the men, like, going out, especially when I watch, like, Real Housewives of New Jersey. Like, the men on that show are super, super close, so I think that's super cute. Because, of course, it's Real Housewives, but it's cool to see, like, the men have some type of, like, friendship and camaraderie. And then we see one of Marlo's nephews, Michael. He's going to, like, a dance or something, and Marlo's getting him ready. You got the suit, you know, showing him, like, little dance moves, helping him to dance. But I love seeing Marlo in this auntie role. And like I said in the first video, I feel like that's why she, even though she's been with Housewives, been on Housewives for the past 10 years, I feel like her being in this auntie role pushed her to get the peach. Because she has, like, a family, if you get what I'm saying. So I really love seeing her in this role. Like, it's really nice. I already loved Marlo, but then seeing her in this role, I'm like, I respect it. Like, I really love her even more. And then the final part of this episode is when Ralph surprises Drew with this dinner, which I was just like I said, I don't really care for Ralph and Drew. So anytime they're on my screen, I probably am not paying attention, or if I'm watching it, like, later on Peacock, I'm fast forwarding through their parts because it is always so cringy to me to watch them. Since last season, like, I don't care. But yeah, they have the dinner. Ralph gets mad at Drew because she, like, brought up, you know, the assistant or whatever. He walks away and literally leaves Drew at the table by herself, her looking sad and just crazy. So yeah. So the main parts of episode 3, Kenya has Brooklyn's 3rd birthday party. First of all, Brooklyn is so freaking cute. She's so adorable. Like, she's so, so cute. So she came in, you know, she made the big grand entrance. Kenya had, like, a tea party for her. So cute. You see the little friends, and then of course you have the, like, kids area, and you have, like, the grown-ups area, and then all the housewives are sitting at the table with the moms of the kids. And then Kenya brings up this shady game, of course. Like, that brought the entertainment to the episode, though. Like, a lot of people was like, oh my god, why would she play this game at the kids party, blah blah blah. Like, the kids are over there, the adults are over here, but it definitely brought the entertainment to the episode. So basically the game was, you have to write something down that you heard about a person at the table, and then, like, they put it in, they pick out the question. And yeah, the questions were hilarious. The first question was, like, about Kandi sucking dick in the locker room, and I feel like Marlo wrote that. Comment down below, let me know if you think if Marlo wrote that. Like, I don't know why I feel like Marlo wrote that, because seeing and knowing, like, things that happen between her and Marlo, I feel like Marlo wrote that. That's when Sheree and Drew get into it, and then Drew was telling Sheree about the assistant saying that she didn't pay him, and then they're going at it, and then all of a sudden Sheree's friend comes out of nowhere and is like, but Anthony's saying your husband is gay. And I was like, ooh. One thing about it, do not mess with Sheree Whitfield, because she might not say that something, but she might have somebody with her that's gonna come for you. Because I was not even expecting that woman to just come out of nowhere and hit us with the baram. Like, that was crazy. Drew got into Sheree's face, like, with her hand. That's one thing, like, don't put your hand in somebody's face like that. And of course Sheree is like, and they kept going like this back and forth. It was given very much when in Africa with Marlo and Sheree, like, it was giving very much that, because they would just keep going like the backhand, like, it was a mess, honey. So we're gonna get into episode 4, and in episode 4, in this episode, they are going to New York City for, well, to see Kandi's play, Thoughts of a Colored Man. So that's, like, the main part of the episode. But this is when Drew and Ralph go to a therapy session. And the main part of the therapy session is when Ralph said, you know, I had lobster for her, but she really should have gotten a Lunchable. And I was like, This man just be on TV just embarrassing. Like, are you not embarrassed?
This is really embarrassing.
I don't understand, Mr. Dora. Like, then we jump to Candy's invite. She has these two people in like bondage and whips and just showing up to everybody's house to invite them to the play, and she gave everybody like vibrating panties, and Kenya had me weak because she really had me, but she's like, what is this? Can we get like a play? How about a playbill? Like, I screamed. So then we see them going to New York City. Candy got this big sprinter to pick everybody up because she's like, you know, everybody's always late. I was like, Candy, you too. Like, not just everybody, you too. But she picked everybody up in the sprinter. They get to New York. They get to the hotel, and, you know, they're playing a game to see who is going to get the next penthouse. And they're like, oh, you have to tell your craziest sex story. Everybody's making shit up. Like, I feel like the only two people that didn't make anything up was Sheree and Sanya. That's the only two people. Everybody else's story was just fake to me, because especially Drew and Ralph. And then Kenya's story, I was like, Kenya. And then they go to Todd's condo. He has his condo in New Jersey, which he used to share with his ex-girlfriend, but now he completely owns it. And, you know, Candy doesn't want anything to do with it, but, you know, Todd wants to keep it. And for me, I'm with Todd on it. Like, I feel like, yes, do it over, fix it up, and that's somewhere when you come to New York, you have somewhere to stay. You don't have to stay in a hotel. And I look at it also like, say they're in Atlanta, they could Airbnb out the condo. Like, I'm looking at it like, yes, you can bring in money, and then when you're coming to New York, you have somewhere to stay. You don't have to spend money to be in a hotel or an Airbnb or whatever. So I'm with Todd on it. Everybody else also agreed with Todd on it, but it definitely needs some renovations for sure. And I think the view is magnificent. Like, when they went on that top, you saw that view. One thing about it, New York has some really, really good views. New York, New Jersey has some like really, really good views. And then after that, they go to dinner. And this is when we see Kenya sticking up for Drew and saying, you know, Ralph has been gaslighting her, which he has been, and how he talks rude and talks down to her. And she was like, you remind me so much of my ex-husband. When she said you remind me of Mark, I was like, ooh, yikes. Facts though, because I told you I don't care for them, you know. I don't care for them, but it was nice to see the sisterhood, like I said, that sisterhood and that camaraderie of like sticking up for each other. So that was the end of episode 4. Now let's jump into episode 5. Episode 5 basically continued from where we left off at episode 4. They're sitting at the dinner table, they're finished that conversation. Kenya ends up, she's texting Mark, she ends up getting up from the table because she's annoyed and upset. Marlo follows behind her and, you know, comforting her, and then she's like, don't let the devil bother you, like, let it go. Like, that was hilarious. She said, don't let the devil bother you. Like, Marlo is funny. She had a lot of good one-liners in this episode. We're gonna get into it, but it was nice to see her like comforting. Like I said, the friendship and the sisterhood, you see a little bit of it. Like, yes, they have like their little bickering and arguing, but it's a lot of camaraderie during this season so far. So it was, even though Marlo and Kenya had their moments in these last couple episodes, it was nice to see Marlo get up to like make sure Kenya was okay. And then we see Sanya and Kenya meet up. This is like, yeah, I think this is their first time. Yeah, this is their first time like having like a one-on-one meeting. And, you know, they're just opening up to each other. Sanya's telling Kenya about like Drew, how she feels about her, and like the workout thing. And then Kenya's like, well, didn't she have a BBL? Like, didn't she? Watch how she got a whole workout plan, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, there's a scene where they're sitting at the table, and I forgot who asked the question. I think it was Kenya. Yes, Kenya, the most famous person that hit on you. And then the big part of the episode was Drew kind of hinting at a basketball player hitting on her, which everybody thinking that is LeBron James. Allegedly, that is LeBron James. And, you know, it was kind of messy, like. And then everybody's like side-eyeing Drew. 1, because it's messy, and then 2, because everybody thinks she's a liar and that she's lying. And I'm just like, Drew, why does she? And I'm just watching Watch What Happens Live, and she's like, oh, I'm married, I don't want to talk about it. Like, so why did you bring it up on the episode if you didn't want to talk about it? Because now it's going to be a topic. Then we get to the vibrating panty scene, and we see, well, Candy said that, you know, if you push the button, it can vibrate like somebody else's panties. And so Ralph's remote ends up vibrating Sanya's panties, and I was just like, what? Nah. It was a hilarious scene. Comment down below. Let me know. Would you guys have worn the vibrating panties with everybody? Let me know. Comment that down below. But I think it was funny. I thought it was funny. I know I saw a lot of people saying, oh, that's weird, that's weird. But for me, I thought it was hilarious. I was laughing. So then we have Marlo, Kenya, and Sheree sitting in like the little lounge area at the hotel. They're talking about, well, they end up bringing out Drew's workout thing, and then they end up going on the website, and the website is crashed. Marlo's like, sorry, the website's crashed. I can't get in. They're kikiing and laughing about that. Then everybody starts joining in, and then Todd ends up taking all the men out. And then, you know, it's just the women. And then Sanya starts talking to Drew about how she feels when she told Kenya, which I appreciate her because she told Kenya about it. So it's like, you have to now say something to Drew. You can't not say anything because we saw. So she ends up telling Drew how she feels. Drew's not trying to hear it. She's not trying to listen. She's like, oh, why are you bringing it up in front of everybody? I think Sanya looked at it like, all right, I already talked about it with everybody, so at this point now I just have to tell you. And then that's when they brought up her workout tape, her little workout program, and the website crashing. And then she was like, Drew's like, oh yeah, the website crashed. And then Marlo's like, ooh, it's so many people. Now that whole scene, Marlo had me screaming. She is so freaking funny. Is this workout plan that helped for the people with surgery? I was like, oh. And then she's like, you know what, in her confession, she's like, you know what, girl, you know it's a Facebook workout group. Stop playing, a Facebook group. I was like, nah, Marlo is hilarious. That whole scene, she had me weak. Like, so I was literally in here screaming. It was one part where Tyrone FaceTime Sheree, and they all chatted with him on FaceTime. And then Marlo was like, I'll tell you, this whole scene, she was the key. She was like, oh, Candy got the Sprinter. We gonna pull up for you in Philly tomorrow and get some cheesesteaks. Like, I was like, no, Marlo is annoying. That whole scene with them in that lounge area, Drew just continues to look like a liar. Like, she just kept beating around the bush, chatting. She couldn't like talk about the workout plan. Her website is crashed. She couldn't even say what it really was. She just looks like a liar. Like, and she's been looking like that for the past couple episodes. Her and her husband have been looking like that. So then the final part of this episode, Sheree goes to Philly to see Tyrone, and his ass does not show up. He had my girl waiting for 1 hour and 30 minutes. And he's talking about something about like the parole. I just feel like he didn't want to be on camera. He didn't want to be on the, because she said she's met up with him before, so it shouldn't have been a problem why he couldn't come. I just feel like he didn't want to be on camera, and he didn't have the balls to tell her that he wanted to be on camera because they was talking the night before. So it was very weird that she's trying to call him, he's not answering. Then it seems like he blocked her. He probably turned off his phone where she's calling and just going straight to voicemail. So it just like very rude that he didn't tell her that. And what she said in the beginning, where she said, I want him to now prove what he was chatting in jail. And right now he's proven that he's not it. This is not it. And I hope that she just leaves him alone and just go find somebody else. Because Sheree is fire. Like, I don't know why she's putting up with somebody who was in jail, waiting on somebody who was in jail, and then now putting up with you having to do all of this where he's in a halfway house and he gotta be in by 9 p.m. and like all these rules. He can't, like, Sheree, why do you want to put up with that? Like, and then she's, oh, got my girl over here crying. Like, but it was nice to see Sheree's vulnerability. Like, in the past, what, how many years now? 14 years that we've seen Sheree back and forth on Housewives. This is the most vulnerable we have seen her. Like, she was crying on camera, and you know she was still kind of like iffy about it because she put on her shades. She didn't want nobody to really see, but it was really nice to see. And then when she called Kenya, and her and Kenya are talking, she's like, you know, I just feel like I want to cry right now. And then again, another sisterly moment with seeing her and Kenya talking about it, and Kenya like comforted her. It was really, really nice to see. So now let's get into a little bit of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and then a little bit of Real Housewives of Dubai. So first we're going to start with Beverly Hills. This season so far, I'm just going to talk about a couple things. This season so far, we had Dorit's break in. I understand how she feels with like the PTSD and the anxiety of that kind of situation happening to her, but I just hope that this whole season is not about just, because you know, one thing about Beverly Hills, they like to just pick one thing and then just beat it the whole entire season. Like, it's always some Pennygate, Munchausen, what's that thing where they said Yolanda had? Munchausen, yeah. That, like, they put one thing and then they pick on it for the whole entire season. So, I just hope this is not that. And I do feel for her because I have been robbed before in just somebody just coming and take your shit in the street. So I know how that feel. I still have PTSD when people get too close to me in like public or in the train or something. So I definitely get it. And it's something that you have to keep working at, but I don't think you ever get over like that PTSD because it is a scary moment. And so I definitely get it, especially like coming into your house and having guns and you having children, like, so I get it. But then for the fact that her, like, the one part that I was like, girl, it was when Sutton had her event, and Sutton had, of course, she had press. Like, why wouldn't she have press at her event where she has planned before you even got robbed? And even if she planned it after you got robbed, why wouldn't she have press at an event to promote her business and promote a designer? And then you're on a reality show, so you have the cameras regardless. And she's like, oh, Sutton didn't tell me she was gonna have press, blah, blah, blah. So at that scene, like, she annoyed me. For real at that moment. Like, I really hope she don't bring that up to Sutton and it's like, oh, you shouldn't have had cameras at your event. Like, so for that moment right there, I was like, Dorit, girl, like, chill out. And then let me know, comment down below, how do we feel about the new girl? How we feel about Diana? You know, the one thing I can't get with Diana is the shopping thing. Like, you know, because she wasn't rich her whole life and she wasn't born with a silver spoon in her mouth. So it's like, she kept bringing up, like, I haven't been in the store. And that's, like, her thing. Like, she's so excited about that. I think it's super cool. I think it's super chic. I think it's super fly and rich as hell to have the designers send you stuff to your house. You don't have to go to the store. I think that is fire. Like, I aspire that I don't have to go to a store. It's people just, even though I love going to stores and shopping, but that's amazing to have, like, the stuff being sent to you and you just pick out what you want, pay for it, and send back what you don't want. That is goals. But to keep pushing, like, oh, I haven't been into a store, I never been into a store, like, girl, you was not born rich, like, you know. So that's the only thing I can't get down with her. But for the most part, I'm still feeling her out. We're still seeing how I feel. But definitely comment down below, let me know what you think about Miss Diana, okay? But one thing I can say, I'm definitely excited to see Cherie. If you don't know, Cherie is Will Smith's first wife, and her and Garcelle are really close. So I'm excited to see more Cherie. That's my girl. I think she's super cool. And so I'm excited to see her. And then it was funny when Garcelle brought up her son, Oliver, working for LVP, and everybody's reaction, like, LVP is my girl. So the fact that she still have the girls gagged, I stand. And then the last thing I'm gonna talk about for the Beverly Hills so far, we have Sutton again versus Crystal. So we thought they squashed their beef, but it looks like it's still gonna be continuing because Crystal is pushing and insinuating this narrative that Sutton said something horrible and dark. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this is gonna go and if Crystal is gonna say what Sutton said. For me, Sutton is like trying to say, let's just keep going. The fact that she keeps pushing the let's just move on is making me think that is more serious than it is. It's making me think that she knows that she said something and she doesn't want it to come out. But then she's saying she don't know what she said. But then Crystal's pissing me off because why bring it up if you're not gonna say what it is? That's one thing I hate. Don't say, oh, I gotta tell you something and don't tell me the whole thing. Like, so the fact that she's not finishing what she wants to say or what she should be saying, it's really annoying me. And I'm still surprised Crystal got another season. Like, finally, we're gonna talk about Real Housewives of Dubai, y'all. We got the Dubai girls and I'm excited. Like, when I saw this trailer, I was like, this is going to be good. And then I saw Miss Phaedra Parks. I was like, let's go. Like, that one little Phaedra scene had Twitter in shambles, okay? Twitter was going crazy. But so far, I like Dubai. I think the girls are a key. And I'm definitely excited to see more of what they're given. But so far, episode 1 was a key. Like, they had drama already. And I was here for it all. So we're gonna go through each of the women real quick because, you know, it's a new franchise. So let's chat about the women. So on this one, we have two Carolines. We have Caroline Stanberry, which she's actually from Ladies of London, which was another Bravo show. I was watching this and I was like, yo, Caroline looks familiar. Where do I know her from? Googled her real quick. Ladies of London popped up. I was like, boom, ding, ding, ding. I knew I recognized her, but super cool to see her go from Ladies of London to now Real Housewives of Dubai. And, you know, she's still in the Bravo family. But yeah, so far, Caroline, she's from London. She's a British girl, of course. I'm still feeling her out, so I really don't have much to say. But I'm excited to see where the beef with her and Chanel Ayan is gonna go, because they got some beef over there. So I'm excited to see where that's going. And then we have Caroline Brooks. And Miss Caroline Brooks, she's from Boston. And then she moved to Dubai. She was married. Now she's divorced. And she has her son. She has multiple homes. You know, it's cool to see, like, the girls, you know, leave from Boston and now is in Dubai living this luxurious life. Like, I love to just see rich black women. Like, I love it. You know, I stand. We have Sarah and Nina. They're the Arab women. It was cool to see because I was like, wait, we're not gonna have no Arab women. But yeah, they popped up and I was like, okay. We got a little bit of Sarah and Nina, but I definitely want to see more of them. Now we have Miss Chanel Ayan. I'm gonna call her Ayan, but yeah, Chanel Ayan. When Chanel popped up on the screen, I was like, Iman, if you don't get off my screen, I swear it was Iman. I was like, Iman, stop playing with me. I know that's you. She looks so much like Iman. Face like Iman, attitude like Naomi. Like, literally. But she's a key. Her first scene was her saying, I'm that bitch, in 4 different languages, and I gagged. But yeah, that's the energy that my girl was given. She's African. She's a model. She was Dubai's first black supermodel. So we love it. We stand. I'm definitely excited to see more of what she's giving. She's talking about her taking her son out of school. Like, is he gonna remember science in a few years? No, but he's gonna remember that his mom took him with her. Like, I gagged. But definitely excited to see more of her and what she's giving. But so far, it's cute. It's cute. And then last but not least, we have Miss Lisa Milan. And if you don't know, that is Milan from College Hill, y'all. Yes. When she came on my screen, I was like, this girl looks familiar. I was trying to remember where I knew her from. And as soon as I went on Twitter, you know, Twitter got my back. And it was like, yeah, that's Milan from College Hill. And I was like, I knew her face looked familiar. But again, another come up. Like, from BET College Hill to Real Housewives of Dubai, like, fire. Got ice being delivered to drop in her pool to cool off her pool for her kids. Like, that's some rich bitch shit. Like, I love it. I definitely would say she's my favorite so far on Dubai. Definitely Milan. And I'm excited to see her little family, her little cute family. And, you know, she walked in this white, Nina put together like a little dinner and she walked in this white dress. I was like, yes, because I already liked her from College Hill. So to see her now on Real Housewives of Dubai, I already am familiar with her. So I'm like, yeah, definitely my fave so far for this season. Milan is also bringing in the Caribbean roots. She's Jamaican. So we have Jamaican, we have American, we have African, we have British, we have Arab. Like, we have so many different cultures, and I love that. Muslim, like, I love that Bravo is bringing in all these different cultures. But, you know, that was only episode 1. We're gonna continue watching to see what the girls are given. But so far, it's cool to see, like, the dynamics, because we have, like, some familiarity, and then we have some friendships too. So, you know, Housewives is based on friendship, but then, you know, they have the little drama. So it's nice to see, like, they have a friendship base. I'm excited to see what the Real Housewives of Dubai is giving for the rest of the season. I definitely will be watching. I definitely will be back with more reviews for each of them. So stay tuned for that. Definitely comment down below. Let me know what you're enjoying right now. Are you watching Dubai? Are you watching Beverly Hills? Are you watching Atlanta? Comment that down below. Let me know what you're thinking of the season so far, especially Dubai, because since it's new, I want to know how y'all feeling about it. Of course, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and follow me on my social medias. and I will see you guys in my next video. I promise it won't be so long. Like, I'm trying to be consistent on this channel. If you don't know, I have 2 other channels that I'm running, so I'm trying to be consistent on this one. But I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, deuces.